So I've been trading for almost 2 years now, and I've never seen a news event happen like this, where Trump posts a tweet and we have the biggest move in the market, almost 1,000 points. And I'm going to be going over why it's important to avoid these kind of days and what I did personally to avoid this day. As you guys know, we had a super big move in the market before the market opened. I'm going to be going over my bias and why I did not take a trade today and why it's important to skip out on these kind of days. So the first thing I want to say, I have never seen a move this big in the market from a news drop. So overall, what happened is Trump made a tweet saying that he wanted to make a 5-day suspension on the war and have talks with Iran. Iran denied, and overall, the tweet is what made this massive spike in the market. So this happened at 6:05 in the morning. We just had I don't even know what to call this kind of candle. A big, massive candle. Pause. And I'm gonna go over why I didn't take a trade. So first of all, yesterday I got on the charts and did some analysis, to see like what can we potentially be looking for and what would I be interested in to take a trade today. So last Friday, as you guys know, we did finally take out that massive external draw, our weekly low, and that's all we needed. Literally beautiful. So now we have some direction in the market. We took out that low and the market closed. So open. What did we do? We opened super low, which gave us this new week opening gap, which is a massive draw to take longs into, right? So that was my first draw. And then, of course, after that, we have so many draws up above for us to be able to take out. So all these such good internal draws for us to be target for longs going into Monday, which was today, of course. And this kind of sucks. But, this news dropped, and what happened? It took out let me zoom out for you guys. It took out all of my objectives on the day, right? I got on the charts and I was like, okay, weird. I've never seen something like this, but, you know, I was honestly confused. But then I identified that I did some research. Trump did make that tweet, and that's what moved this market. So, what did I do? Why did I avoid today? So again, my first of all rule is when you have objectives going into the day and they're all taken, that's just kind of odd, right? We were pretty clearly bullish after what we did on Friday and the open that we had on the week. So that was my first draw. I was like, okay, well, this news kind of just screwed, probably a lot of traders today, especially me. These were perfect draws for me to, to be able to take longs to start the week off great, but this news completely cooked us. And I'm going to go ahead and go into market open just to show you guys what happens in these kind of scenarios. Let's let this play through. Again, this is going to take a second, but we'll get there. So for the people that did take a loss today, I'm making this video for you guys to be able to identify why it's important to, fade these kind of days and not take a trade. So, of course, now we're at market open. And based off my experience and the things I've seen in the market when we do have news drops like this, again, this is the biggest one I've ever seen. So obviously you can identify that we're not going to have much volume. And what did we do? So, of course, where did market open? Market open, I'm going to completely draw this out for you guys. I was on the charts for probably 30 minutes when the market opened just to see, what are we going to do? And, potentially I could give you guys a little bit of my bias. Like, what was I wanting? I was wanting, obviously, now that all my objectives are taken, I'm wanting to see this hourly fair value gap get filled right off of open. I wanted this filled immediately, and I wanted to see some sort of reaction out of this, to potentially continue long. I'm still bullish, right? Even this massive move up. And what would be perfect if we had, maybe like a move like this where we open and we manipulate lower. Jeez, if I can find it. Maybe something like this where we can come back into this gap. We can sit here, kind of figure out what we want to do, fill this gap primarily, and then we can get some sort of confirmation to start targeting higher. This is something that I wanted to see. Oh, wow, that's ugly. Like something like that. And we never really got it. So that was my draw off of open when we started to just, sit and do absolutely nothing. Like, this is so ugly. This is just where I was like, I'm calling it for the day. I'm not going to risk my capital. This is not a good day to trade. I'm going to let the markets do what it wants to do. And, we have a full week ahead of us. It's just Monday, big news drop. Don't take any trades. And yeah, so I mean, if you did take a loss today, it's okay. Just be able to identify those things, and that's why primarily I'm making this video. Insane move that we had, and literally, as you guys can see, like, there's just not much of anything going on in the market. Of course, this is back when market opened, but I mean, like, even if you continue to play this out, I was on this market for a pretty long time. Not even a pretty long time. It took us a long time, to finally get a little bit of direction. And then what we do, it was not a good day. that's kind of what I'm trying to go over. You should not have taken any trades today. You should have let today fly by, fade every setup, and get off the charts. Um, so yeah, that's what I wanted. This was the primary of my trade recap today. I did not take any trades. I was just going to show you guys what happened in the market, why we had that big move, and why it's super important to identify and fade the day. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, ask in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for our trade recap.